Well, today we're going to be repainting another 12-inch superhero figure, and this time it's from DC Universe, and it's from the movie Shazam, and it's Dr. Sivana as played by Mark Strong. If you've seen the film, it's a good character. Mark Strong, as usual, doing a good job. This looks like it's going to be a nice sculpt. The paint job is, again, this weird typeface style paint set. I don't know if you can get it close. Probably not there. You can see it's made up of tiny little dots. So it looks okay from a distance. As soon as you get up close to it, it looks a bit poor. Normally I would try and take the heads off, but this is a solid head on there, and also he's got no hair, so it's not gonna worry too much. I can paint the neck. The body's quite nicely detailed. It's got good range of movement. He's in like a trench coat made out of soft plastic, so I'll leave the trench coat this colour, but then probably just add a bit of detail, you know, tidy up his shirt. There's a bit of a sloppy overspill on it. But yeah, it's quite a nice figure. I actually picked this one up in America. I saw it in Midtown Comics in New York, so picked it up there. Now of course you can see it over here. It's not quite as common as the Shazam figure, but you can pick it up now. So first thing we're going to do is use our usual flesh mix, which is a mix of Citadel Cadian flesh tones mixed with Vallejo light flesh, just to lighten it up a little bit, otherwise it looks a little bit dark. So, cat's meowing for the chair, so I'm going to carry on painting that, then we'll come back and we'll add some shade. Okay, so we've undercoated the face and the hands, so we're now going to add some shade, and I just use the normal Reichland flesh shade for that. I'm just going to run that into the crevices and places where there would be dark patches. Let that dry. So while we're waiting for that to dry, for the flesh tone to dry, he's got a sort of a black shirt here, which I've painted in. It will need another coat, I painted it in. And then so we can add a bit of detail to his fur collar, I'm going to give it a base coat of Mornfang Brown. Which is a darker brown, and then we can dry brush it in a lighter shade. You can see that's just going on, so I'm going to finish that and then we'll come back and do the shading. Okay, so I've painted his fur. So now we're going to merge in, blend in, let's get through this, blend in the darkened flesh shade. I'm just going to use a slightly lightened version of the base coat, and almost dry brushing just to blend in blends in the flesh shade just so it's not as harsh. I'm going to do that all over and then come back. Okay, so I've finished shading in the flesh shade, so as you can see it covers most of it but just leaves a suggestion there. So what I'm going to do now is mix a little bit of, we'll use a little bit of red on the cheeks, and also mix a little bit of red into the flesh shade just to make a lip colour, where I'm going to use Mephiston red. Yeah, actually it looks like he's got a scar. I mean, he has got a scar, but a little bit of red. So I'm going to go over that because that's my brush was too wet. Okay, so I've tidied up cheeks. You can see just a little bit of red. My brush was too wet, which is always a mistake to have when you're dry brushing. So I'm going to mix a little bit of flesh and red to make a lip tone. Then I'm going to paint in the white of his eye. He's only got one normal eye and one sort of magic eye. Okay, so that's the eye painted in. The other eye is a sort of almost a blue, neon blue. I'm not sure. I'm going to do it. I must have a metallic blue here somewhere. I'm going to let that dry, come back, and we'll see if we can find a nice blue. Okay, what I've done is mix some silver and some blue for his magic eye. Hopefully that will look okay. There. I might have to dry brush some silver over that just to make it stand out a bit. Right, we're going to paint his other eyeball in. What colour eye has he got? Looks like he's got a dark blue eye, so I'm going to use just pure Macragge blue. So what I'm going to do now, the shoulders are dry. I'm going to dry brush some light tan colour on the fur just to bring it out. I'm going to use Zandri dust for that. Really see it on? Ah, there you go. So you can see that brings up the fur. So I'm going to carry on doing that, and then we'll come back and look at the eyes again. Okay, so now we're going to add the pupil in black. We're also going to do his eyebrows. We're just going to do those in Monfang. And I'm just going to run some fresh wash around the eye sockets just to break up the pure whiteness of them. And do the same on this one. I'm also going to run some more flesh wash into the mouth because that's gone away a bit. Okay, so now I'm going to give him a bit of stubble. So I'm going to use Monfang brown again, and this is just a very light dry brushing. So you can see that on camera. What I'll do is I'll finish that and show you when it's done. Okay, so I'm just going to add a tiny white dot into his eye. Okay, looks like a 3D reflection now. So he's almost done. I've added some flesh wash into the shirt, so I'm going to dry brush all the detail on the coat with a bit of white, a little bit of dry brushing on the face, and I think he's just about there. So I'll do that, we'll come back and we'll have a look at the finished figure. Okay, so he's just about finished. I forgot I didn't add his scar in, so I've added some red ink. It looks very sore, so I'm going to tone it down a little bit. Okay, so he's pretty much finished. So I've highlighted his fur, highlighted, dusted down because he's been in a bit of a fight, shaded in his vest. So I think he looks pretty good. He looks good with the stubble on. It's a really nice likeness again. If you add the Shazam one in, this is a lovely pair of figures. I don't know if they did any others in the set. Get out, get out, get out. But yeah, these are really impressive. So if you see these, I would grab them. They're not talking to each other now. But yeah, please like and subscribe if you want to see any more of these videos. Any suggestions for figures to do, please put them in the comments and I'll see if I can do them. But again, thanks for watching and I'll see you again next time. Thanks then, bye.